There are kids who are being homeschooled and there are kids who are being unschooled. Homeschooled kids study at home, but they have a curriculum. Unschooled kids don't have a curriculum. EBL is a mix of the two. We have structured learning and we have fun structured learning. Fun structured learning is similar to the unschooled kids and structured learning is similar to the homeschooled kids. But both these type of kids are deprived of a social environment. Most of them are by themselves. They do not have peers that they can learn with and play with. EBL has the advantage where these kids have a home environment, they have peers to play with and learn with, and they have other social benefits too where they have parents and grandparents. The age group of kids in EBL is from 4 to 16. 4 because at that age kids can take care of their input and output. We really don't have the resources to take care of input and output of children. So that is one reason. However, if there are parents living in the EBL environment, their kids can join the program even earlier. As I had mentioned in the neuroplasticity video, most of the kids' nerve cells are lost, 50% are lost by the age of 10. So the earlier we can engage them in exploratory, open, freedom-based learning, the better it is. We will have children of different ages in a home. So there are other programs like Sneha Sadan in Mumbai, there's Isha Homeschool in Coimbatore, there's the Kodaikanal School. They have 20 kids per home. That I think is too much. So we are going to have 10 kids per home and they are going to be of various age groups from 4 to 16. So easily we can have children of one age per home. That way it gives the environment of a family, the atmosphere of a family. The older kids will take care of the younger ones and the younger kids will look up to the older ones. They would be like brothers and sisters. And each family of 10 will have host parents. They are different from their biological parents. They will address them as uncle and auntie so that there is no confusion between the biological parents and the host parents. The host parents could also be a single parent, but in most cases, they will be a couple. One of the members of the couple will be providing services outside the home. For example, could be a potter, could be an art person, could be a dance person, could be a theater person, could be working in the computer lab, various activities that are there. Plus, the person could also be using video conferencing and other internet related activities, be telecommuting and providing services to their projects wherever they may be by living in the EBL environment. The other parent is there at home most of the time. It does not have to be all the time, so that that person can also pursue his or her own passions. But that person's role is not to do the chores for the children. That person's role is to act as a parent and make sure that the children go through the struggle of doing the chores that they are supposed to do, like cleaning up, making up their bed, helping out in the kitchen, taking care of the pets, working out in the garden, and so on. Also, that person is able to resolve conflicts among the siblings. Conflicts are going to happen, it's natural. There's a saying, conflict is unavoidable, violence isn't. So, that parent tries to ensure that the conflict does not escalate to violence, and therefore all parents will be given training for non-violent communication. That is one of the things. Next is, this is a residential program because the type of lifestyle, the learning here is a lifestyle. It is not something that you do just 8 or 10 hours a day. You live it for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. In addition to the host parents, each family will have host grandparents. There are people retiring today with nowhere to go. Their children are abroad, and moreover, their children don't want them to live with them. They want their own privacy because they are a nuclear family and they think that their parents have a different lifestyle and will disrupt their existing lifestyle. These people are unfortunately admitting themselves into old age homes. And an old age home is a very depressing environment. These are all people who have been rejected by their own children and have come to live there. So for all able-bodied people retiring, we would want them to live with a family, and each of these will be host grandparents. So these host grandparents will be living with children, and children are a source of energy. They will energize these grandparents, and at the same time the grandparents could just tell stories to the children. They come with a wealth of experience which they can share with these children. So children benefit and the grandparents also benefit. Also nowadays, children who have not been exposed to old people do not have respect for old people. So in this case, they will also be able to respect old people because everybody grows old. These children will also grow old. So if they learn to respect old people, they will be able to grow up and grow old with respect. In addition, each home will have up to 4 volunteers or guests. So therefore, we have 10 kids, 2 host parents, 2 host grandparents, and 4 guests per home. In that way, they learn how to live with those guests. Most of the people, volunteers that I see would be international volunteers. At Sapna Ranch so far, I've had 285 volunteers from 39 different countries. So by doing so, they will learn about different cultures, about different nations, about different languages. And that is also a new way of learning for the children. The volunteers get to interact with the children and the children get to interact with the volunteers. In addition, each home will be allowed to have 1 pet and a fish aquarium. So that way the children learn to take care of pets. And the fish aquarium is something that they see all the time. The fishes are moving and they are much easier to maintain. So that is again taking care of something else. Each home has a kitchen garden and a fruit forest around it. So they will learn to take care of that as well. So by doing so, we have an environment where children are surrounded by other children, by host parents, by host grandparents, by guests and volunteers, and by animals and plants. So it's an integrated way of living, an integrated way of social exposure to the children. And these children will be able to respect all things much later on in life when they are there to live by themselves. So that's the social environment at Ebell. And that is why we see that this is better than a homeschooling or unschooling environment. It is anyway better than a regular schooling environment. That's why this is a learning environment and it is holistic. We take care of their learning, we take care of their lifestyle, and most importantly, we take care of their social needs.